This is the O-Review Podcast. O-Review.
All right, hello. Welcome to another episode. It's been a long time, but I'm finally moving into my new house, so I should be able to unpack things soon and hopefully get some more episodes out. No more excuses this time, although I'll probably stop promising because I can't seem to keep those. So what I have today is a brand new item. Brand new, I mean it was out a while ago and I finally just got it. But what I wanted to do is, for a while, was compare some of the retro designs that are coming out now with the original model. And I have a few of these, most notably is the re-release of the frog skins, which I'm not too crazy about, but I have a few of the early ones that were matched up with some of the early re-releases, like the Wild Berry and Milk, Dalmatian, things like that. I also have a few other ones that I'll get to at some point, but today I want to take a look at the very first non-grip model that Oakley produced, as well as the retro re-release on the E-frame. So starting up, at some point I'm going to do a history video, so I'll start slowly compiling things from the beginning. But we'll take a look at the very first goggle that came out, which was just called the Oakley Goggle. This was something that Jim Janner really didn't like. It was sort of rushed out. Someone else kind of had the design on it. He wasn't really happy with it, so as soon as it was out, he kind of scrapped it. And then he eventually re-released the 0/20 lens, or frame, which eventually became the O frame. And the Pro frame, the L frame, and all of those variants. So as you can see here, it's a very simplistic design, very reminiscent of what was available during the day. The lens is just flat, which is then curved into place. So you don't get the optics, you don't get the modern technological advances that we normally see. But, basically this is their first model. Now I've removed the foam from this because when I got it, it's 32 years old at this point. So everything was flaking off and I figured might as well just get the foam out. It's half off anyway, so I sort of ripped it off. The lens is all fogged and matted. I tried to clean this the best I could. The one nice thing is the strap is actually in very nice condition. There's a little bit of rust on the coupler here, but nothing too big. For something that's so old, such as this, you really can't be picky about condition that much. But what we have here is just the blue frame, and I don't think the strap had a name at the time, but on the modern variation it's called the Victory Stripe. So we'll go with that, I guess. Moving over to the modern version with a nice presentation box, which is a little bit better than that, even though I love the retro design. The front flap lifts up and we can just pull it out. All right. Let's set that down for a second. And this did not come with a bag, not really surprising. I do notice that the goggle bags are more like a raw cotton material as opposed to the microfiber. But the early goggle bags did have that same feel to it. So just taking a quick look at this, and again, this is the E-frame. The E-frame came out shortly after the O-frame, L-frame, Pro frame. I really can't get an exact date on that, but I did find that they changed to the stretch logo as opposed to the classic logo in 1996, along with most things that changed over to that logo around that time. I did have examples of this in the 1993 catalog, so it's at least that old. I'm guessing probably into the 80s, but I don't want to make too many guesses. So this is the Victory Stripe strap, and if we want to compare the two, we'll do that quickly. So there is the comparison between the two. Slightly different, it's the same overall feeling, but obviously, this one's a little more stretchy. They've fleshed out the logo a little bit more. And just put that back. Hopefully I don't have to fall down. As you can see, the foam is intact, which is good because it's brand new, and it's always nice to see. The foam here at the top, this looks very fragile. I can't imagine this would last, I don't know. I mean, I don't go skiing, so I can't guess, but just from running my finger over it and seeing how transparent that is, I can't imagine that's going to last too long, but I might be wrong. Nice thing is on the inside of this, it has 3 beads of rubber, so I'm guessing that helps either stay on your head or just help you rip out your hair more. On the back here, is something that kind of keeps the band together. And I believe you can buy replacements for these if you want to have a specific number. There is a replacement patch for this if you wanted to have an alternative. So that comes right off. You can replace that if need be. So let's take a look at some of the differences. Overall, the E-frame hasn't changed much over the years. And this along with the L-frame, because the O-frame did change over in 1999 to a more modern design, much like most of the things did around that time. But the L-frame, which was the prescription over the glasses model, did not change, and neither did the E-frame. So those two models are actually the longest running unchanged model, except for a couple of branding icons such as that. So just taking a look at this, the first thing you notice is that we have more of a contoured lens design. The lens goes in a little bit more. They paid a lot more attention to the optics naturally, since it's a more modern approach. This is Lexan. I'm not sure what this is made out of. It's probably something along that line, but the fact that it cracked like that, it's obviously not Lexan, but it's certainly not Plutonite like a lot of the higher end goggles. This only retails for $30, so it's a real nice collector's piece for a real low price, and I'm always a fan of that. Take a look at the top here. The very top where the foam is, that looks very similar, and that's obviously why it fell out so easily, is because of the very thin foam there. But it has the same ribbed design on the top. This would have had something similar to the foam in the back, but that fell off obviously a long time ago. Taking a look at the insides, there is some of the bottom foam venting, and there is a little bit of the foam there left. The main difference is the foam is on the inside of the frame on the original Oakley Goggle, whereas the foam is on the outside of the frame on the E-frame. So, other than that, we have some slight fit changes. So well, that's pretty much it. It's I really think, as far as a collector piece goes, for a very low price, it's probably a great idea to pick one of these up. And even if you don't ski and you're just into collecting and you like things that really pop in your collection, it's really a no-brainer. I mean, a bright Victory Stripe strap, nice blue frame. It's not just another black frame thing sitting in your collection. This is a really, really nice example. Like all the goggles, and even my Wisdom is having this problem, everything is just falling apart in terms of the foam. So hopefully, if I can keep this a little more regulated, I won't have those issues, because it'd be a shame to have any of this start flaking off over time and not look nice, especially being a nice collector's piece like this. I don't know if I dare try to put this on, because I probably look like an idiot, but let's give it a try. Well, as someone who doesn't wear goggles much, the fit is extremely nice. The padding here is in several different layers, so it hugs your face really nice. The venting is going to keep you from fogging up too much, which is good, because if I do any sort of winter sports, I always find that everything just fogs up to a crazy amount. So hopefully that mitigates that to some degree. The strap isn't really pulling, and I was afraid that rubber would kind of grip and pull hair, but not really an issue here. Doesn't really pinch my nose, so it's a really good fit, and I highly recommend it. So that's kind of it for this episode. Hopefully I can get a few more under my belt and move along a little more regularly, because I do enjoy doing this, and I've missed doing so in the past few months as I've been moving. So thank you for being patient, and I will see you next time. Thank you.